Billfish are aliens, denizens of a water planet that is still very much a mystery to us. Every so often, for a few fleeting seconds, they blast out of their world into ours. Battling a billfish is not enough to understand them. That will require following them for years, tracking migration patterns, recording behavior. One day we'll get there, and Tropic Star Lodge is helping clear the path. You need boats and anglers to research fish. And every once in a while, you need a conference room and a PowerPoint presentation. At a downtown Panama City hotel, Guy Harvey and his team discussed the work of the Guy Harvey Research Institute, which is dedicated to understanding and conserving fisheries and marine ecosystems worldwide. It's one of the only organizations of its kind.
Just a little bit about what I've done. I do have a PhD in fisheries biology. I've used my artwork to drive the business for 35 years in the form of licensing. Licensing has proved to be a very important component of the business because over the years we've taken a percentage of all that and put that back into marine research work, and that drives the whole research program. Tropic Star has remained the standard by which all other fishing lodges around the world are judged. There's no doubt about that. You guys are the best. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming out. I'm a PhD student at Nova Southeastern University in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I am a research associate with the Guy Harvey Research Institute, which is based out of Nova Southeastern.
My PhD research is focusing on marlin and sailfish movement and migration patterns in the Eastern Tropical Pacific. There's overlap with commercial fisheries in movement patterns of the marlin and sailfish. So we're trying to figure out where the marlin and sailfish are going at different times of the year, and then we can match that up with where the fishermen are fishing. And so that's the overlap that we're trying to figure out so we can maybe try and limit the amount of overlap. One of the things that makes fishing here in Tropic Star Lodge very unique is that this is one of the only places where you can find all three of these very large, very pelagic species so close to shore, which makes them much easier to tag and track.
There's no better place on Earth to cross paths with a billfish than Tropic Star Lodge. Located on Panama's Pacific coast, tucked between the Darien Jungle and Piñas Bay. It's only a 20-minute run on one of their Bertram 31s to reach the fishing grounds.
One thing about the Eastern Tropical Pacific is the amount of fishing that occurs in this area of the world. And there's a lot of bycatch is what we call it scientifically, but it's basically just being caught accidentally. So what we're trying to get an understanding is where the most amount of overlap with those fisheries is occurring so we can start to put protections in place.
It's winter in the rainforest. Prime time for big billfish. Ryan and team head out into Penis Bay, tag sticks locked and loaded. "1,400 miles north of Penis Bay, Panama, Captain Peter Deeks fishes Sebastian Inlet on Florida's Space Coast. The bonita are blowing up. Bonita are found in the Atlantic, Mediterranean, the Black Sea, the Pacific, and on Tropic Star's doorstep. While slightly different in each region, the species is critical to Tropic Star's operation. Bonita are the live bait of choice for billfish. For this tagging mission to be successful, it starts with these glossy missiles.
Ryan is our in-house scientist. He's a PhD student from Nova Southeastern University, and he's really helping us spearhead this research that we're doing with the tagging and release of mostly billfish, especially with the black marlin being our main area of research because there's so little known about this animal, especially here in this area.
Good job, guys! Beautiful black marlin.
The main tag that we're using is called a mini PAT tag, pop-off archival tag. It is anchored into the muscle of the fish, and it's recording depth, temperature, and light intensity for the duration of the track. You program it, and then it'll pop off after that amount of time, float to the surface, and it'll start to transmit that data to the satellite. So you don't actually have to physically recover that tag to get the data back, which is really nice for fish like this that can move very far very quickly. Another kind of tag that I developed myself got a little video camera in it. It's got an accelerometer. It tracks their activity patterns, very, very fine scale resolution. So you can see every single tail beat that that individual makes, see if it's swimming up, if it's swimming down, if it rolls to the right. So very, very fine scale behavior patterns. It's also got a little speed sensor on there to look at actual speeds of these fish because all the estimates of speed to this point have been just that, estimates. One other thing that it has on there is a spot tag, a smart position tag. It's collecting such a large amount of data that it's impossible to send all of that to the satellite. When that comes off the fish, it actually floats to the surface. I can track it down with a handheld receiver and then physically recover the tag. That's something that hasn't been done before, and it's something that we're really excited to be able to do here.
Good job, my friend. I have smoked it.
Moving up to larger predators, Ryan and the team chase blue and black marlin, with mixed results. Ryan's tagging work is part of a global effort by the fishing community to protect pelagics. Tens of thousands of tags are deployed worldwide each year, providing data that cannot be collected otherwise. Each tag is an autobiography.
This project has the potential to impact a number of different industries. One being the commercial fishing. There's potential to put hopefully new regulations in place to limit the amount of bycatch of these fish. The other would be recreational fishermen. These fish are very economically important to the countries in this region. Having better protection in place for these species would create more opportunities to fish them in the future.
Yes, sir. Yep.
This is my second year starting this project. This is a 5-year goal project, and we're trying to get a lot of tags out and look at migration patterns, not just 1 year, but over multiple years.
Come on, baby. Slow and steady, slow and steady. You don't rush this one. Not like a sailfish. Just only take line when you can. Yeah. Reel it down. Don't drop the tip and reel. Keep the pressure constant all the time. You want to coax the fish towards you. Yeah.
In total, we have put out 31 tags last year, and this year we just started, so I think today I put out the 6th tag of this season.
It's always great when that last chance, that final opportunity, becomes the defining moment of the mission.
Here we go. Okay, so what you want to do is, first thing in the morning, we're going to come out here and catch bait. The bait we're looking for is little bonita tuna. This is perfect. 2 to 5 pound range. And what these are more than anything is little black marlin gumdrops.
The captain slow trolls along Zane Grey Reef. Black marlin tend to congregate on the edges of deepwater reefs, which makes Zane Grey an ideal spot.
There we go.
Black marlin. They sure know how to make an entrance. This one is estimated at 600 pounds.
Oh my God. So the black marlin is a very unique species because it's not found all over the world like blue marlin and sailfish are. And so black marlin is one of the species where there's the least amount known about it, not just its biology, but its overall migration patterns, especially from this area of the world. The most surprising thing I've learned so far is how far these fish can move so fast. We had one black marlin tagged here at Tropic Star Lodge, about 20 miles offshore. In 6 months or so, it was over 3,000 miles away. And so that was one kind of very eye-opening track where I was like, wow, these fish have the potential to move across oceans.
For the first time ever, Ryan tags a black.
Hey, Capitan!
Got it done.
Perfecto! It's,
How many is that today?
that's 4 today.
8 in 2 days?
8 in 2 days.
Throughout my life, my grandfather was a fisherman, my father is a fisherman, and I've recently become a dad. And I've always been really involved with conservation, but becoming a father kind of changes your life completely. And for me, seeing my little guy, how excited he gets outdoors and when he sees a fish and all of that, it just makes it even more important to me that we have to fix what has happened before us. It's not up to the future generation to help us with conservation. We need to help with conservation for the future generation.
What will all this conservation work mean to the waters that young Logan inherits? Time will tell, they say. Okay, sure, but tags are more reliable than cliches.
Could have known better, there was no way to tell. My little piece of heaven descending to hell.